Good evening and welcome to the May 21st meeting of the Board of Selectmen. So we're going to rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening and welcome. We have no public hearings this evening. Any announcements from the board? Dwayne, anything?
No.
David?
I do not.
Gary?
Just that the Old Home Day is coming up. I know it's in last weekend of July, but the committee's working hard and finalizing everything. It's amazing what a small group of people can get accomplished. Fireworks has been locked in for that event again, and it's usually a very good display. And they've locked in a car show for that Saturday, which is something they haven't tried before, but it seems pretty popular. And they're already getting the applicants to come show their vehicles, so it's going well.
Good. John, anything?
Library book sale, 1st of June, it was June 1st.
Okay. Any additions or deletions to the agenda? I think we're all set, right? Public comment. We have a young lady here this evening that would like to speak to us. Clarissa Cross, is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Should I approach up here? Or?
Yeah, you can sit wherever you'd like.
Thank you for having me, all of you, and I apologize, Matt, for all the emails. Maybe we can get back on the right track this time around. What I've been doing for, actually, it started like a couple of years ago, and it wasn't working well, so then a couple of 3 months ago, I started in a different direction. And so what I've been doing is I've been going around to different towns to see if each town people would like to name a bridge in their town after our veterans. And it has really worked very well. I have 5 towns so far that the select people have approved of naming a bridge in their town. And these 5 towns have already sent a letter into the state, which has to be done in the end. If select people decide they want to have it done, they have to have an approval letter sent to the state. And one thing the select people can do, if they don't want to decide this themselves, that they can have a town meeting and let the town decide if they would approve of it. So I've been going around to the different bridges, and I'll tell you, I've put a lot of miles on my car lately, but it's all been worth it. And so I came to Waterboro looking at bridges, and the one that I found was the best, but you don't have to go by what I find. I'm just trying to find the best location, as I've done with all the other towns, and where there's traffic and it can be seen and not out in the backwoods where nobody can see it. And so I found this one that's down near the Eagles Club, and it's the bridge 3829, and it's called the Carpenter's Brook Bridge. And another thing I try to do is not take away from any proper names, like the Woodson Bridge and Limerick and Waterboro line. And so I come up with the Carpenter's Brook. And this can be changed to, because it's just a brook, but it is a bridge, and I understand how Matt feels that it is a culvert, but it's still a bridge. And I have one town of Brownfield that they approved it was a culvert bridge, but it's still a bridge. As long as it's got a BR number on it, it is a bridge. And you can look it up on dotmaine.gov, list every bridge in a state of being. So I found this one to be the best myself. If you approve it or don't approve it, want a different bridge, then we can talk about it again. So this Carpenter's Brook, if you wanted to keep it at this name, it could be named the Carpenter's Brook Veterans Memorial Bridge. Or if you want your name in it, the town of Waterboro, it could be called the Waterboro Veterans Memorial Bridge. So there's those selections unless you would like to name it something different. But this is what I've been doing with all the towns so far, and it's really worked out very well. And I'm very happy about the way it's progressed. For what was taking me 2 years, in the last, like I said, 2 or 3 months, I got five towns that's approved it, and the state has approved it. And I even went to Augusta. As scared as I am, like talking in front of you people, I will say my veterans have helped me come out of this little hole that I've been in for so many years, that I had to talk in front of the senators at the state to tell them why I wanted to do all these bridges. And it passed. That was the best part, that it did pass with them, and it went through the House, and the governor passed them. So now I'm here to talk with you about the same story. If you would like to name a bridge in your town after the veterans. And I was just going through your town report, and man, you have a lot of veterans in this town. And I'm sure they would like this. And it's no cost to the town of Waterboro or any of the other towns. The OT will put up the signs at each end of the bridge. And once the letter has been sent to the state and approved. And then the senators are telling me it takes like 3 months for the whole thing to be processed. And like I know that 3 bridges that have been named, theirs got in March, but they won't get to be able to see the signs until like August, because it takes 3 months for it to be processed. And some of the towns already are talking about celebrations, and it can bring people together, bring towns together, and the community can have a nice event if they want to, celebrate naming the bridge. And I'm sure the Eagles Club will like it because it's close to them. And I suggested this, and I don't know who got the email, if anybody got the email, but I suggested this, that it is a culvert. I understand that. But what can be done is this, and I'll show you, this is what it will look like, and it will have your town's name on it, or if you leave it at the Brooks name. That will be at each end of the bridge. And the culvert part, this is just an idea. You could like paint it, or we all can get together, paint it red, white, and blue to make it, deck it out a little. And like Matt, I want it to everything look good too. And we want it to look good for our veterans. And then in between the 2 signs at each end of the bridge, down through on top of the metal, to put up flags, military flags. This is just a suggestion of all of our military in between the 2 signs at the end of the bridge. So the flags will be blowing. They don't have to be great big flags, but like smaller flags along the bridge. So that's what I'm here to see, what you think of this idea and what you would like to do, or if you would like not to do anything.
I think what you're doing is great, I really do. I think it's a very nice gesture to show support towards the veterans, but I feel like it's a disservice to them of doing it at a culvert instead of an actual bridge.
Is there any other choices? I don't
Well,
think
there's a few other bridges, but like Matt and I was talking back and forth, there's not many choices. And and you were gonna help me see if you could find another bridge, right?
Matt?
And,
Oh, I'm sorry, I got the wrong guy.
and I think
It's all good.
that, the conversation we had is, as soon as you talked about this bridge, and I went on to dig around, I saw on the MDOT's website that the is a BR, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's a bridge. And I looked at it, like, I think she's talking about this culvert. The one that we don't have is a state road, there's no sidewalks, they're overgrown with brush. I looked at the pictures, I just didn't think it was I didn't think it was being respectful to the veterans when we have a veterans monument right in the village here that I think we've tried to maintain, and I think it looks nice.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree with what you're trying to accomplish, I get that. When I saw it as being a culvert, I just didn't think that was the right fit for the veterans on a culvert. Regardless of, next to the Eagles Club, or it's between Plumber's Hardware and Asian Taste, but it's in a stretch where realistically, we're not gonna have a celebration. We just can't, we're not doing our Old Home Days parade because we don't have sidewalks. and have adequate space. So I'm not sure why we're gonna gather on the side of Route 202 to, where there's no space to put people down in South Waterboro. That's just my opinion. I think is there locations with the bridges in the state? Absolutely. They may not all be on a public road that's easily accessible to hundreds of cars. But, like I say, we do have a monument. I think it looks great. We mow it weekly, sometimes more a week. But I'm not even sure we could paint this culvert down there that you're gonna see it from the road, because you're driving by at 35 or probably faster than that,
Yeah.
That area. And it's not like it sticks out, it's not a big box culvert, it's a culvert.
It was just an idea, because you wanted to deck it out, so it's kind of,
No, I was
trying
just,
to put it out there.
so, that's just my 2 cents. I don't disagree with what you're trying to do. I'm just not sure, like what you and I talked about on the phone the other day, it was,
Yeah, but, and I asked you about finding another bridge, if you'd help locate one, and you said you would, but did you find anything else?
we just talked
Well,
2 days ago.
And I got the website up now, but there is a bridge, literally bridge, on West Road,
Yeah.
which is down below RSU 57, which is, current name is Brock's, but it's Carl's Branch. The brook that goes through there, right?
That one's got a little parking, that would be my biggest concern.
Oh, okay.
Have you explored that bridge on West Road, up past Massabesic High School?
I don't know where that is, I'd have to locate it, and that's why I thought,
Not too far
It's
from
about
where this one is.
2 minutes.
Oh,
from
really?
that one.
Right around the
Yep.
corner.
it sounds good, it doesn't make any difference to me which one gets named, as long as,
Yeah.
if you want to do this for your veterans, this is what I'm here for
Yeah.
the veterans,
I hear you.
and whatever you guys agree to.
It seems that the board is in a consensus that the one on Main Street is not appropriate. It disservices the veterans, because it is a culvert, and it's an overgrown brush area. The one that we're speaking of on West Road gets a ton of traffic as well, not as much as Main Street, but a lot of traffic. And as Dwayne mentioned, there is a parking area, a little parking area that can be pulled off. It's more open,
Yeah,
and it's a cleaner environment, cleaner
that
bridge.
sounds very
The
good.
other one that comes to mind is Ross Corner, where you've got 3 towns coming together.
And that's an even better idea,
I
I
mean,
never even thought of that.
That hasn't got a lot of parking, but it has got a little bit.
Yeah.
It's got that pull off.
Yeah, it
The
does
hydrant,
have a
yeah.
pull off there, and there's a hydrant there, so,
Can I add to that? If it's got 3 towns, it means I have to go to 3 meetings.
Oh, it's
and
in
everybody
Water-
It's in the
has-
town of Waterboro, but
It's in
it's
the
it's at the
town.
border of 2 other towns, Alfred and
But it's
Chatham,
Waterboro.
but it's in
it's in
Waterboro.
Waterboro.
Okay,
Yes.
because sometimes
a
it can
state.
cause a friction if
Oh, yeah.
3 towns
No,
don't
it's in Waterboro.
come together.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this one sounds really good. What do you guys think? Do you want to give it some thought and
How much money you got to maintain this?
to maintain it?
Yeah.
I don't have any money at all,
Well, you would.
to put it bluntly.
So it's Ross Corner Bridge, and it's bridge number 5647. It's a tenth of a mile from the Shapley Town line. And it's called Ross Bridge, Ross Brook. And that's literally a concrete bridge,
Good guardrails, concrete guardrails on it.
right?
And a veteran that lives right at the bridge too, ironically.
And right on Main Street, doesn't Hamilton Brook or
Right
That's
by-
one,
right
yeah,
by the
let's say
brand.
that one's got a sidewalk on it.
right?
Right by
I
the
really,
bank.
I
Right by
wanna
Veterans
see,
Buildings.
if we're gonna do
Elementary,
this,
I mean, the lines
I wanna
don't-
see some parking so that
Yeah,
people
that's
can get
right,
off
there
to
is
the
one there.
side,
Right.
but
Sure.
also be able to be
Yeah.
wheelchair accessible.
Okay.
You
Right on the edge of the
mean
driveway.
between the bank and Lions Club,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
that'd
right,
right where the
it's right,
sidewalk starts.
Plenty of parking.
That's,
The
it's
old
right at
unusable.
the Lions Club.
It's right at the Lions
that was a
Club,
culvert.
Yeah.
and that, what's the name, that Rock Brook?
No,
No, that's on
that's,
Ross- that's
that's,
something West-
that's, this is what they've called school, right? But it's on Main Street. It's bridge number 3830. It's Hamilton Brook,
Okay,
right?
gotcha.
It's 40 feet is the span. It's a concrete span.
Well, that
But
sounds
that's,
good.
that's right on Main Street in South Waterboro, right after the Lions Club entrance.
I
Okay,
don't think you're gonna find a number on that, because they like to steal them numbers on that bridge.
Yeah, but all I'm telling you is that
On their
the DOT has 3830
Yeah.
bridge
Okay.
number.
Yeah, it's got a bridge number, but
okay,
the
that's
steel
all.
number has been taken off many times.
Plenty of parking right there with the Lions Club,
Yeah,
too. I mean, that's some much better location.
It sounds pretty good to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah,
And that's why I was saying, when Matt and I was going back and forth, that I don't know the bridges in Waterboro that well, so I drove around to see if I could find a good location
Yeah.
where people could see it, and,
The one we're speaking of is, in my opinion, more honoring to the veterans.
Yes.
Yeah,
than
okay.
The original one,
yeah,
and that's what we want.
yeah.
yeah.
So Hamilton Brook, so would you want to name it Hamilton Brook Veterans Memorial Bridge, or would you want to name it the Waterboro Veterans Memorial Bridge?
I think we ought to have some
Well,
input from the
let's-
veterans
Yeah.
first, and
I would think that we would, I mean, certainly we would put this on the next meeting's agenda.
Okay,
So we would identify it as naming of a Veterans Memorial Bridge.
mm-hmm,
And under that, we can make sure that everybody knows that it's on Main Street and the Hamilton Brook runs under it.
yeah, sure,
Concrete
that's,
structure.
it sounds
So
like a pretty good
It would,
bridge.
it would be nice to have some input from veterans,
yeah.
Yeah,
and I don't know whether Legion is in Alfred, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And I don't know how many people, Waterboro residents belong to the Legion. But you could name it as the, you know, what did you say, veteran,
the
Waterboro
Waterboro
Veterans
Memorial
Memorial Bridge,
Bridge.
right?
Yeah,
You may
okay,
have a little bit of a kickback from the Hamiltons.
Yeah, but
Name,
they're all
pretty well
gone.
gone.
They're all gone.
There's a few left.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's the view of it right now.
much more visible to the public.
Can show
oh,
that.
that's good.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Oh, yeah, okay, oh, I like it, very nice. Let's do it. You know, if the veterans want this, and,
So we'll put it on the next agenda and we'll, have a vote and a discussion relative to renaming what they call school bridge.
School, yeah.
That's the bridge name. Yeah, 'cause
Right,
it would've
that's-
been the-
that's-
The
that's-
Waterboro High School.
Bridge
right?
name is school,
Because the
right?
school was there.
Which,
right.
which was the old Waterboro High School.
That's right.
Yeah, so you're not really taking the
And it
Hamilton
was Waterboro
name off it.
Elementary School, so I would think that we would recognize, and name that as the Memorial Bridge, right?
sounds really good to me, you
Yeah.
know? But you're the boss, okay?
So we'll tee it up on the next, agenda
All
of the
right,
Board of Selectmen, and we'll go from there.
and can you put me on the agenda again this time?
We'll make sure that you're invited,
That sounds good.
all right?
And I also wanted
Thank
to,
you.
just briefly, because I know you're busy, I'm a member of Honor Flight Maine. I don't know if you've heard of Honor Flight
Sure,
Maine.
yeah.
And And so we got 50 veterans going out at the end of this month. And I'll be there to help them get onto the plane and
Awesome.
get their luggage checked in, and they just get the VIP service. And I'll tell you, I've been so happy since I joined that organization for 4 years now. And so I'm gonna leave a couple of these on-a-flight flyers that you
Yeah.
can show your veterans, or anybody that you know that's, would like to go on the trip. All they have to do is go on a flight Maine, online, on your cell phone or anything, and get your name on the list. And people who have a disability, they will take them first over someone else that might be 20 years older. And it doesn't cost the veterans a cent. And if they have someone that they want to go with them, a family member or a friend, they can go as a guardian to push them around the wheelchair, because they have to have a wheelchair, even if they can walk, but they don't have to sit in the wheelchair all the time. They can get up and move around a little bit. And the other thing is always scared the veterans is about going to the bathroom. So we always put it out there, don't worry about it. We stop at every memorial, so you can go to the bathroom before we get going to the next memorial. So they're all safe and sound. So it's a really good trip. It's from Friday to Sunday. And when they come back, this is at the Jetport in Portland. And when they come back on Sunday, we have a big parade for them inside the Jetport, and anybody's welcome to come. It's open to the public. The plane usually comes in around 12:30, and we get to, in fact, I'm always running the elevators, getting the guys, well, ladies too, on the elevators to get them downstairs after they get off the plane, get them lined up downstairs for the parade. And anybody can be in it, and you also can apply on here if you want to be in the parade, or if you want to be a guardian to put your name in there. We'd like to have the veterans go with a family member or a friend, because especially if they're like 90 years old or so, they're more comfortable with somebody they know. But if not, we have a list of names of people who want to go as a guardian, so they won't be left out, so.
That's great.
So I want to give this to you, and you keep them and look at
Okay.
them and pass them around if you want to.
I have 2 comments before you leave. Number one,
Yeah,
what
please.
you're doing is extremely commendable, and we appreciate that, and I know the veterans do as well. And number 2, don't cut yourself short, you are a public speaker.
You did very well.
Thank you very much. Well, you know what, I'm getting happier all the time. I've helped get 3 veteran monuments in.
There you
And
go.
I take care of the one at the Fairgrounds Restaurant in Cornish. All them pavers that's in front of that monument over there.
Yeah.
There was a guy that helped me with the first 35, and then the owners and I are good friends, and I don't know if you know any of them, Billy and Chris, they own the place. And so more people wanted to have their pavers with their loved ones on the paver, and everybody was exhausted about now. And so Chris and Billy says, what are we gonna do? More people want paver. And I said, oh my gosh, I'll do it. So I ended up doing it. I put the things in myself, you know.
Wow.
So I'm pretty happy about
So
that.
now you're a Mason too.
All right,
All
Awesome,
right.
thank you so much.
thank you.
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
And
Appreciate
so
it.
I appreciate you having me, you know. I was going back and forth. I said, I hope you don't think I'm a troublemaker.
No,
you
no,
know.
no, not at all.
'Cause I love our
Good deal.
veterans, so
I think the word I used was tenacious. So,
All right.
And when do you think the next meeting will be? Will it be in
2
what?
weeks, I mean, it'll be.
June 4th.
June 4th. Yep.
Okay,
June 4th.
all right. I look forward to seeing you all.
Okay,
I'll
thank
be in
you.
a good mood.
All right,
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming.
you know,
Good evening. Oh gosh, thank you. See, this is what happens every time.
Yep.
okay.
Dave leaves his purse everywhere too. So.
Thank you guys and girls.
We have no appointments. Correspondence, financial reports are up and available. Contract deputy reports are available, as well as the motor vehicle report for April. Reports and staff initiatives, selectmen's reports. John, anything?
Nothing.
Gary,
No.
Dave,
Not this week.
Dwayne,
No, I haven't got anything.
and annual meeting of the Eagle Maine is forthcoming, and Josh and, I assume Josh and I will both be there, so, Matt, go ahead.
Just a few things. We have only received a few applications for the boat launch tenant. We'll do the best we can with scheduling, starting this weekend. We'll be okay for the weekend, but we'll do some more applicants.
How many did you get?
2.
Two.
DP, the Public Works crews continue to work on the debris removal with some contract help as well. This is National EMS Providers Week. We've secured some snacks and food for the crews working this week at the station and on duty at night. It's the 50th anniversary of EMS Week. And the FD staff has also distributed flags amongst all the cemeteries for Memorial Day weekend. Dennis had mentioned about the financial reports they are in. We have a few transfers we need to make, and we're keeping a close eye on different accounts as we're winding down for the year end. But
So why don't we put that on the agenda for next week, next meeting, Dennis?
Yep.
And we still got
You know, if we
the
had to
tail
bump it.
end if we need
Yep.
to.
Right.
And I did transfer money from the accounts for the storm removal and damage already. We've attached that memo document and put that in for the audit.
Okay.
So we have that.
Anything else, Matt?
And we'll work on plans for the ARPA, and if I'm understanding correctly, we're going to look at, we're obviously moving forward with pickleball. Ideally, we'll look at 2 options for locations both here and at Friendship Park. We'll be planning for 2 message boards here and at the library, and allocating the rest of the funds, or hopefully putting the other funds towards the building.
Okay.
That's it.
Street sweepers are coming Tuesday, next week,
Okay.
just so you know.
We need to have a workshop on discontinued, closed roads, and,
With,
well, I think,
you wanna do a workshop first with you guys?
huh?
Do a workshop first with you guys, or do you want?
No, I think we need a lawyer here,
Yeah. I agree.
because the last conversation that Angela had with the guy filling in for, was it Matt? He came back with, some astounding information that,
If it was done before such a date, then.
yeah. So I think that we need to set it up with the code office, with Public Works, with the Board of Selectmen, and I think we should have one of the legal folks here. Because we need to come up with a decision of what are we gonna tell people that live on discontinued roads, and there's no public easement. So,
Is it worth trying to get Pete Coughlin from the state here?
what's he gonna offer?
Well, I mean, he's got a lot of knowledge with discontinued and abandoned roads.
From MMA or is he?
He's from the
It's
state.
DOT.
DOT. I can reach out to him, see what, feel him
Yeah,
out.
I think,
Sometimes,
we need
sometimes their
something-
opinion ain't the same as the attorney.
right, we need to have a position from the town to all of these people that are looking to buy property on these discontinued roads.
How many discontinued roads do we have?
Hundreds.
Lot.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
How about,
With
how
lot-
about
with
Old-
lots of land on
Old
it.
Middle Road extension? How about Ross Corner Road extension?
Oh, wow.
Knights
How about-
Road, Mountain
How
Road,
about
McLucas.
McLucas Road extension? I mean, the list goes on and
Carpenter,
on.
Garland Hill.
Yeah, wow. So people
Things
buying them
else.
and expecting the town to maintain and bring them up to
Well,
standards.
Well, a lot of
That's-
them are doing their homework first, but some people, you know, if they don't, they could buy a parcel of land that's, you know,
quarter mile
2
in the
miles
woods,
out,
And it's on their
and
own, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
show up to it and be like,
Part of things Mills Road is closed, part of,
yeah.
whatever.
Do you have
Oh.
a date for the,
I really don't, I think we need to just.
We're gonna get a
look
list
at-
together first
Right,
and
let's
get,
get a list of whom we're gonna invite, and then go from there.
Yep.
And we'll establish a date.
If you're talking, while you're talking about workshops, we really could schedule and have a conversation about Public Works Garage too.
Yep.
yep.
How about we do that second meeting of June?
18th.
Yep.
June 18th for DPW.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Discuss vote to accept the 2023 audit, finally.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I think Ron laid it out fairly clearly
Yep.
last week, and
Yeah.
we're actually in a pretty good spot.
I was gonna say,
Yep.
just for a comment, is we're in pretty decent
We are.
financial status.
Yes.
We are, with all things considered.
Yep.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Discuss vote to appoint a member to various committees.
Make a motion to appoint Chelsea Burns to the following committees: Community Gardens, Library Board of Trustees, and the Assessing Board of Review.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? You're committed now.
thank you.
Discuss vote regarding the Spirit of America Award. In the past,
How long have we got to do this?
I think,
What's the deadline?
well, I'm not sure what the deadline is,
I
but
think it was
it's
in
gotta
June.
be somewhere in the,
I mean, we must be
Next.
coming to the very end yet.
yeah. But it's, I mean, we're dedicating the town report to the Historical Society. I would assume that we would also submit them as a Spirit of America Award,
Yeah. I'll make that a motion.
okay? Any,
I would second that.
okay? Any
Yeah,
comments?
the only other, go ahead and vote on
Those in favor? Opposed?
it. The other committee or other organization would be the Lions. The,
Do we do the Lions Club?
we did some members down there, but not the Lions Club itself.
I think
Just
we-
a thought, we
Just
do-
a thought.
No, I think we
Lions
did
Club
the,
following,
I think we did the
but you've already
Lions.
got an historical with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they were at the, yeah, we had the
Betty-
Lions come in here.
Yeah, the
We
Lions
took
came in.
pictures and everything
That
else.
was John.
No, but it was for the Lions.
It was for the Lions.
On behalf of,
On behalf
No,
of,
it was Spirit of America for John Champion. Just
No.
John.
No, John Champion, we dedicated the town report for, but I thought we had the
That was-
Lions Club for the Spirit of
just
it. I'd have to go back and look.
look it up, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Lions Club. My wife and I joined the Lions Club 2 weeks ago.
Any,
Great organization.
any other old business anybody wants to bring up? Discuss vote to accept the minutes of the May 7th meeting.
So moved.
second.
All those in favor? Opposed? Pending decisions, I guess you got a list, right?
Yes.
Discussion of event agenda items, we're bringing back the Waterboro Veterans Memorial Bridge,
Right?
and make sure that Larissa,
Yes. Yeah.
Callista Cross gets invited. Any executive sessions on the 4th?
No.
Okay.
You have a public hearing on the, signs on the Veterans
Right.
Memorial.
Okay, that's right. So there will be a public hearing on the 6th, on the 4th, at 6 PM.
Yes.
Items needing signature, I don't see anything, so,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
all those in favor? Opposed? Thank you. you.